Hey, what's going on,
So,
social?
sociologist.
I can't never say. My bad.
That's cool. What's up, y'all? I'm sorry. So I'm real old school, like Gen X, solid Gen Xer, and I don't even like. This is my first time getting online with someone, so I didn't even know how to do it. It didn't seem to be
That's
working, but I
okay.
didn't realize it was a process that you have to go through.
That's
Okay.
okay. I'm sorry. I'm
No, no,
sorry.
no, you good. So I was just gonna jump on to comment about the whole Ted Cruz issue.
Yes, please go
Um,
ahead. And
yeah.
you are to let people know she's from. Now, you in? Are you? Were you in San Antonio or were you
So
in Houston?
So no, I'm actually in Dallas. So really,
Dallas.
it
Okay.
affected the entire state of Texas.
Okay. Okay.
And so right now, what's going on? So like literally, last night was the first night that I did not sleep cold, freezing cold, since Sunday. It has been a crazy nightmare like I have never experienced before. And I grew up in the Big O, so I'm used to cold. I'm even used to snow. In fact, I was loving the snow because I had missed it, but I didn't know it was going to shut the whole city down
Hmm.
and all of us would be without power. And so basically what happened was, at least up north, some areas like the area that I'm in, the power would be on for 10 minutes and then it would be off for like an hour and a half. But the temperature was so cold that it would be, it was like, I don't know, 20 degrees outside, then it would get down to 15. I know that's not super, super cold, especially to Omaha people, but here it's like really, really cold because we're just not acclimated to that cold, like to that
Right.
degree.
Hmm.
So it was never like the heat and stuff, and the power was never on enough to even try to heat the house up. So you're sleeping in coats and hats and all that kind of crazy stuff. But I thank God I still had a shelter over my head. I still had a bed to get into, even though I was cold. And so while Ted is flying his family off to Mexico, he can just keep himself and his kids and his wife and whoever rolls with him. They all can stay in Mexico forever. Don't ever come back to Texas. We don't need you. We don't need you as a senator. You suck big time. You are useless to us. You're worthless. You mean nothing. He doesn't advocate for the people of Texas. He doesn't stand for the people of Texas. Certainly not the black people in Texas. So I can easily go off on a tangent. See, now you got me running my mouth. Now I know how to do it. You gonna be like tired of me. But
No, you fine. You fine.
yeah, it's crazy. This is the craziest thing ever. And so a lot of us are having water issues as well. So right now I have no hot water. None. So
Right
I'm
now.
like, right now I'm having to do, so I don't know what has happened, but a lot of people's water heaters are jacked. I don't know like what's happening. And so a lot of people have gone from having no water, like some parts of our town had no water at all. I don't have any hot water. A couple of my friends don't have any hot water. So I'm like taking old school baths, like when you had to go to the stove, heat the water up, pour it
Hmm.
in the tub. Like that's
Hmm.
old school. I can do it,
Yeah.
but like it's too many things wrong here, and people don't, they don't care. Especially sometimes, I hate to say it, sometimes um white people, sometimes it's just the power and privilege within them that they don't even see the problem. That's why Ted Cruz could easily take his ass on to Mexico without really even caring, because they don't have to, they don't,
Mm-hmm.
they're not even in a position to have to care about these things.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
I feel
so
like it was very heartless
What
and
it's
you what I
sensitive.
was
despicable.
gonna say is it
Go
is.
ahead.
What I was gonna say, see, my people are in Tyler, so they're not far from you. They in Tyler. And that's what I was speaking about. As far as the water heater and stuff, a lot of people don't understand your water heater is connected to your electricity too. So
Yeah,
your water heater would go out when the electricity is out, and sometimes that requires having to have um the I was gonna say MUD, but the gas
yeah,
man
the gas
come out and
husband.
relight your
Yeah,
pilot light.
yeah,
And as far as
it's
boiling the
causing.
water, what happened is when the pipes froze, the from what they're saying on the news, when the pipes froze and burst, um the filtration center they're not exactly sure if the filtration is working correctly, and that's why they're telling people to boil their water. But I'm like, okay, you should have
And
had
because they saying
something
it's not
as a
pure right now,
backup.
right? They saying it's not pure right now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because and
yeah.
the water pressure is so low too that that's another reason why you have to boil it, because like the pressure itself is supposed to make sure that the water is coming through and it's coming through clean, but that's not
Hmm.
happening because there's not even like a lot of water pressure at all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Well, I
And
know
they
we
should
got
have had
somebody.
some kind of backup system set up in place for
Mhm.
this. I mean, I know they never thought that this would happen, but they still should have had some kind of backup in place, just in case something like this were to happen.
Exactly.
But hindsight is 2020, so
And we also
I'm
had
guessing they'll
Felicia.
set something up like that.
I want to introduce Felicia on here as well. She's down there near you. Sociologist. She's in San Antonio. So Felicia, if you want to unmute yourself and let us know a little bit about um your situation down there that you dealt with, and also how you feel on the senator who bounced out of there um on a jet to Cancun so they could sit out on the beach somewhere. But that hot water stuff, we got our power on up here, although the difference was when it was -20 and -14 here last week, we still had our electricity on. So y'all were down there. It wasn't that cold for y'all down there, but it was still cold. And y'all didn't have any electricity or heat. So you guys were way worse off than we were. But so you think he's going to resign? Because he
Sociologist.
did say, I don't know if Felicia's busy right now, but as soon as you can, Felicia, you can jump in on the conversation. Actually, she just popped out, so she'll probably be back. But sociologist, do you think that he will resign? Like, is he getting a lot of pressure down there? I know people are pressuring him to resign, but from what he said in his interview, he's like, well, why would you say things like that? I don't tell people, to resign. And then they reminded us, I didn't know because I don't know him, but they reminded us of a few years back when he had told somebody else that they need to sit down somewhere
Somebody
and
black.
resign.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
sorry, not somebody. Democrats, right? He
uh-huh.
called Chris for the executive.
Oh,
Yeah.
Felicia.
So I don't believe he will resign. Absolutely, I don't. And he is getting a lot of pressure, but the pressure would have to be turned up times 200 for him to
Right.
resign.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and especially like y'all, Texas is really a hardcore kind of state. Like Texas folk
Oh
believe,
yeah.
they
Mm-hmm.
believe how they believe, and they believe, that whatever they gonna stand on, they standing on that, and ain't
That's one
nobody
of those set in their ways type of state.
very much so. That's right.
Yeah.
Very much so. And it's just disgusting. Like, to me, this is one more disgusting thing that somebody who has a superior role
Uh
in
huh.
politics gets away with murder. Just
And we've
as
been seeing a lot of that. We've been seeing a lot of that from Trump on down.
Trump on down. That's right.
Yep. Felicia, you want to chime in? I know you was doing homework, honey.
I
So
had
I
to
don't want
go
to
out.
keep you on here too
Uh,
long. That's
Hey, I had to go out because it went like I couldn't barely hear y'all, so I came back in. But
okay.
yeah, um, we were, I guess, the very first day was it? I think Sunday
Mm-hmm.
when the power went out, and I like immediately started timing it because my power would go, it would come on for 5 minutes, and then it would be off for 12 minutes, and it like did that like almost all day. Now,
Mm-hmm.
how much I was supposed to accomplish out of getting that done, I don't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
But from where I was reading, somebody had posted something said to where um there that really didn't that by them turning it on and off like that didn't really help the pressure build up that they needed to have built up.
Mm-hmm.
So um it was more annoying to us than it was helping in any kind of way, because what can I do? You should have seen me. Like in 5 minutes, I'm trying to run and throw something in the microwave to cook something to eat real quick before it turns it off. One of the times it cut it off in the middle of me warming something up.
Me
Oh
too.
wow.
Me too.
That's just, huh?
Me
I
too.
said wow.
And me too. I went through the same thing, the exact same thing.
Hold on. Larry wants to chime in on something, Tanya. Hold on, hold on.
Okay. Okay.
Don't talk all day.
So Tanya, talking
Hey.
Texas, Texas always been a Republican state.
Mm-hmm.
Then the white folks here in Texas, they run Texas. They're not going to change. It's old money, what you call
Mm-hmm.
old money.
Mm-hmm.
My sister had to find out the hard way when she wanted a new school built, new gym built. Well, she seen white folks come out the woodworks that she ain't never seen in her life. But
Mm-hmm.
they got old money and they rule and they keep people like Ted Cruz in office.
Mm.
Understand? And to a
Mm-hmm.
lot of them old money people die off, then you'll see Texas change over like Georgia did.
Mm-hmm.
And until then, them old Republicans are gonna keep them there. They're gonna keep them in office.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we know Ted Cruz is a scandal. We seen what he did with Trump and all them. Trump called his wife ugly and everything. So man called
Yeah,
my
I
wife
remember
ugly. I ain't got nothing to say to him or nobody else.
that. Mm-hmm.
But he couldn't even stand up for his own wife. So how you gonna stand up for the state of Texas?
True.
You
Amen.
know, but he don't get out of office until those old people die off. And that's what's gonna have to happen. God forbid it, but that's what's gonna have to happen. Because they got old money and they're gonna keep people like Trump and all them coming into office.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom
Wow.
line.
That's crazy. Well, thanks for filling me in on that. Sociologist was kind of saying the same thing, I believe, when she was saying there's certain people and certain things that go on in Texas that people just stand firmly on, and I had said like it's kind of like a set in your ways thing, but that's kind of like how it is with racism. It ain't gonna really get better till a lot of these people, a lot of these old cats, die off, and
Yeah,
then some of
man.
Right.
it's gonna trickle down still to the other generations from these people, but it'll eventually get better. It's just gonna take time. It might not be in our lifetime,
Well,
but
just look at San Antonio, for example. I'll give you a good example. San Antonio is a lot of Mexicans here. This city is more Mexicans than anything, correct?
hmm
Who do they vote back in office? They vote people like Cruz in the office. They vote people like that. And then people are telling them, you need to go back to Mexico. You need to do this. Like old man Bush, when he ran for office, what did he say? Oh, I got little brown kids too. I got grandkids that's little brown kids. What the hell
wow.
does that mean? Well, what does that mean? You got brown little kids. What you saying? But what did they do? They voted him in office for president.
hmm
So
Yep,
that
they sure
tells
did.
you Texas is one of them states. Texas was the last state that became a free nation for blacks. It was one of the last states. So that tell you a lot right there. Texas was one of the last states. That's why we have Juneteenth here in Texas, is because they was the last state to know that we was free.
Yeah, they came in, the Union soldiers came in 2 years
Yeah, two
after
years after
the rest of the country had been freed.
free,
They came in 2 years later and told
they
them
came to
down in
Texas.
Galveston
Yep,
that slavery's over with. Y'all free. They had no
yep.
idea. I'm
It's
sure the
sad.
white people knew, but the black people didn't know.
Yep, and it's sad.
It is, and like I said, my people that's where my mama is from Texas. She's from Tyler.
Yeah.
And so I know, trust me, how set in their ways they are down there.
And you don't have to go far. You don't have to go real far. You go to little towns. I'm from Weller, Texas. You go to Gonzales, LaGrange. Uh, they let you
Hmm.
know. They let you know real fast who
Oh
you
yeah,
are.
yeah,
Vida,
yeah.
Texas. They got a big old sign, about 30-foot sign telling you, nigga, don't let the sun go down on you.
Oh, sundown
They
towns.
telling you
Yeah,
that. Yeah. So
it's a couple of them
Texas
not too
ain't
far
changed.
from Tyler.
Oh yeah. You see them. You go down little towns, you'll see
Mhm.
real fast.
Right, and they ain't joking with you. They ain't playing. They
No.
dead ass serious.
But is Ronnie still there? Because I wanted to ask Ronnie how her son how she managed this with her son because he's so small.
Hold on.
And him like because with us we understand what's going on, but with kids it's kind of hard to explain to them why the heat don't work, why the water don't work, why things like that. Do you got small kids, sociologists?
Clayton Bigsby, was he really? Because I don't remember that.
I don't have small kids, but it's hard for me to understand. So it got to be hard for these babies to understand.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, my heart went out to like. I'm so serious. I prayed and prayed and I was just praying, just every time I could think, every time it crossed my mind, or I saw a video or somebody talking about it on YouTube or wherever. I was just like, God, please, please turn their power on. Please give them power, because I just can't imagine.
Well, bad, we
I got
needed all of
cousins
them
with special
prayers, and we
needs.
appreciate it because we had people here, like even kids that died because their parents or their grandparents took them into the garage.
Yep.
And sat in the car with the car started.
Yeah, I saw that.
You gotta let the garage open, and then just died of carbon monoxide poisoning. Quick, or people pulled generators inside their homes just trying to keep their children warm.
And barbecue pits.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I joked around and said I was gonna bring the fire pit in the living room if it happened. But we have enough blankets and clothes and all of that I said, and if push come to shove, shit, we all finna sit on the couch together and cuddle.
Yeah.
All people were doing.
Brother, he was like, I think I might have to go get a generator. I said, no, you're not. I said, well, no. I said, you will kill everybody in the house. You can't do that. And so him just not realizing, and he was like, I'll let a window open. No, you won't. You're not going to bring a generator and operate it inside the house. Just period.
Right.
It's just too dangerous, too risky. We're not going to do it. What you got to do is you may have to put on 4 or 5 pair of socks. You may have to put on 3 pair of pants and 2, like you probably going to have to do all of that, but you're going to stay alive.
Right.
Now, Felicia, you had a fireplace. Did you have a fireplace, sociologist? Because I know Felicia got a fireplace, but it took her a long time to find wood.
A lot of them people in Texas.
Yeah, wood was gone 3 days. Like when I think it was Monday. Was it Monday? Mm-hmm. Monday we went to go look, and the guy, one of the guys, normally you drive past these gas stations. There's wood sitting outside all day long.
Yeah.
I passed by, I don't know how many gas stations, and there was no wood. And I stopped in one. Long story as to how we ended up in there. But he was like, oh yeah, we've been out for 2-3 days. So people that knew stuff was this was coming, they were like, okay, let's go get some wood. And it just so happened that his brother stocked up on some wood or got some wood from somebody a long time ago, a whole bunch of wood. So we went and got some from him. But otherwise, nope, couldn't find any.
And I know you said that somebody had hit you up because they knew of somebody who had some wood, so that's how you got some wood. But you had said something about people were actually going through the neighborhoods cutting down trees or cutting down.
Yeah, so across the street from me, there's this big field. And normally, on a normal basis, I see 10, 12 deer over there hanging out in the field. Well, this particular day, I was out in the parking lot, and I saw all these people walking across the street with all these little twigs and stuff. And when I look over there, I see they're literally over there taking trees that done fell down, or probably pulling trees down and just getting that's how they was getting their wood. Get their fire started.
I would have probably thought about that too, just because I got a big old tree in my yard. I would have tried to tear that whole thing down.
Yeah.
Right.
But as far as like the warning that you guys received, sociologists and Felicia, did y'all have any idea, like what did y'all expect was going to happen? Just snow and cold and that's it? Like did they alert y'all that it might be a power outage?
It normally don't last no longer than a day. We've never had snow that actually really stick. Right. You know, it'd be there tonight and we wake up in the morning, it's gone. So to have this a couple of 2-3 days, it was like.
Yeah, but the news people said it was coming. That guy was on point.
They said it was coming, but they didn't. They didn't.
They did because I showed baby girl. He said it's gonna last 3 days. He said you're gonna get a first hit. It's gonna be ice, then snow, and then he said it's gonna kind of thaw out like 30 something, and then you're gonna get another shot. And we did. We got it. He was pretty on
I
key.
don't stay on the news like that, but he do. So
Wow. And sociologist, you in Dallas, so how much warning did you guys get? And were they like, I mean, I guess the thing I'm wondering is, did they give y'all any idea that y'all might be without power? Did they tell y'all to stock up on food, stock up on water, stock up? Did they tell y'all anything?
So
mm, mm, mm.
they told us that they're up here up north, because this is more northern Texas. But they did
Hmm.
say, they said that the weather was coming. Initially, I would say like 5 days. They wasn't really calling it. They were like, oh, it could be hit or miss, hit or miss. But I would say within the 2 days prior to it hitting us, they was like, oh, we finna get like 6 to 8 inches, and there's gonna be lots of wind, and the temperature's gonna drop like crazy, and then there may be power. They said that there may be power outages, that the what do they call it, the grid, the power grid may not be able to handle the load, the basically the load demand from all of the customers trying to get so much energy through heating at the same time, because I guess it's been since 2010 or something like that we've even had anything close to this.
Mhm.
um but it wasn't like this at all. This one was way worse, way worse. So yeah, they've taken the cheap way out. A lot of times they've been pocketing each other's, or building each other's pockets in the way that
Right.
they are used to doing.
Hmm.
And now so many people have paid the price for it, and some people unfortunately with their lives.
Yes, I saw that. It's the one with, and I my heart goes out to everybody who has died, but I had saw that story of the little girl and her mother who died, and then I think they said the father and the son was going to be okay because they was up in the house. They said they were disoriented and sick, but I think they are going to be okay. I think, unless y'all heard something otherwise. I hope they didn't pass either, but I know the little girl, the 8-year-old girl, and the mother, they die. What would you guys like to see done from here on out? Like, I know they said that they were gonna give like every household like up to $1,000 or something. But what would you guys like to see happen now and in the future? Because you guys don't get snow like this, but when you do get it, you get it. And like, for y'all, like see, when they told us that our power was gonna be out and they was gonna have rolling outages, we have like 14 states that's on OPPD, so they can alternate, use this grid, use that grid. You know what I mean? Up and down the. But you guys are sole. You're independent. It's just y'all grid that you working on. And then as far as like what y'all losing food, no power, is like the power company gonna reimburse y'all? Like, is well, I mean, there ain't no charges, but is they gonna give y'all something like credits? I mean, what do you guys want to see happen?
Well, I
I
would
would.
certainly go ahead. I'm sorry, sweetie.
You're good. I would think that yes, definitely they do need to credit us, and although this is not something that happens to us all the time, there should still be a way that they're just definitely prepared for cases like this.
Hmm.
I mean,
I
because anything could happen, but you don't want to act after the fact, react. You need
I
to
agree.
be proactive.
Yeah, I agree.
And I concur.
Yeah,
It's
this
crazy.
is This is really crazy. I'm just glad. Like, I've been hitting my cousin Felicia up like every morning. How y'all doing? Do y'all got power? And it's like so hard to like figure out. Like, I was thinking, what can you even do to people? Like, how do you help? Because it's like there ain't no power down there. There ain't no stores open. You can't send food. You can't send. I mean, it like I don't know. And Felicia, if you need anything from me, please let me know because I got you. If you need anything, um, I'm willing to do whatever. If I can send a package or send something to you. But I know a lot of people is like, dang, I wish I could help. I wish I could go down there. I even said on my show this morning, or last night. I said I just want to have my cousins come up here just to the snow is, come up here to Omaha. It's cold up here too, but we got heat. And then I was thinking, well, how the hell they gonna get up here? It's all the power's out. Ain't no gas. I mean, it's like, but it. I'm just really glad that you guys are. I hope it's over. I just hope it's over.
Yeah, I certainly appreciate it, but yeah, I mean,
So do y'all have power now? Do you have electricity now?
I've had my power back on fully since Wednesday night, like about 9. And then I was still kind of skeptical then because I was like, okay, is it gonna go back out when in an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours, what? But
Right.
it stayed on the rest of the night, all day yesterday and all day today. Now my coworkers, we all work from home, thankfully, but they, a lot of them they either had power but didn't have internet service, or they had power, didn't have water. So then there's some people that didn't have either one. So thank God I wasn't one of the ones that didn't fall into that category. My water pressure had went really low and I thought I was gonna lose that, but it's still just, I mean,
Somebody said the senator flew to Cancun with his family and left the dog in the house.
Yeah, he did.
but what I
And
caught with him trying to lie out of it is he said that his kids or his daughters or whatever wanted to spend some time with their friends, so he was taking them. And he was coming back. Okay, now who's gonna do all that?
You taking them and coming back? Why? How old are these kids? And you just gonna leave them there?
He's a liar.
Exactly. That had to be like you just saying that because you done got caught. Somebody done saw you. Because by the time when they're filming him, he got on this big red, white, and blue mask. Okay, of course, look at me. But that's him coming back from Cancun. Yeah, what did you have on your way to Cancun?
He was probably trying to be all discreet, but they saw him. They saw him.
Right.
You just can't miss certain people. If you see them, you're like, dang, where the heck they going? And you looking up at the doggone thing and you see Cancun. Like, oh hell no! I would have been me, Felicia and Carmody. Y'all know I record everything. What shoot? It would have been on Facebook by night.
Well,
woulda.
He wasn't trying to be incognito with any of it because he saw no wrong in his actions.
Yeah,
he did. He saw no wrong in what he did.
He said he thought he was doing what any do. And that's abandon your community with your whole family.
That's not what a leader does.
That's that privilege.
That's not what a leader does. A leader is supposed to lead for one. And if your people below you are suffering, you need to get down at the same level with them or do what you can do.
Right.
Not be like, oh, I'm hard of y'all. Let me go up here and let me go, take care of just me and my family. And apparently it was him and his friends, him and his neighbors they took. Really?
Had it been me, I would have been trying to rally up my friends and family to find out how many people want to help me give out water, give out I know you can't cook, but give out things that, non-perishable items. Dropping boxes on every doorstep until this is over with. Had it been me.
Socks. They need socks, gloves, stuff like that.
They need gloves. They need blankets.
Macaroni and cheese.
Hit up Target. Hit up Walmart. Y'all gonna get paid from all this anyway. Y'all got insurance. Take them blankets and shit off the damn counters and off the, that's had it been me.
Yeah.
But people aren't so sensitive. I'm telling you, it'd be the most grounded people from the hood who be looking at fools like that. Like, are you serious? You just jumped on a plane and went to Cancun to sip some drinks out on the beach.
Yeah, right. And his wife,
DJ Clayton Bigsby, you talking about you dealing with Rush Limbaugh's passing? My message to you for that, sir. It couldn't have happened to a better person.
I ain't even gonna say nothing. Po Rush.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Po Rush.
That bigoted, pill popping, hypocritical hippopotamus. It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Right,
He
Candace. I
was
was thinking, who leaves? Like, who just
Right.
ups and leaves? I could never do that.
Trump
I
and
don't
his
know.
supporters.
I could
And
never do
Ted
that.
Cruz was one of the biggest supporters.
Right, right. And if anything, I'm sure he probably stays in a big old nice house. He probably has fireplaces up in there.
Exactly.
He could afford a
Oh yeah.
couple of generators, to he could have done anything besides what he did, because what you teaching your children to as well is to run away from your responsibility was to stay here and help them fight or help them deal with that situation. So you
Mm-hmm.
He
wasn't
learned from
teaching
Trump
them.
and he's passing it down. Y'all not getting it.
Yep.
Mhm.
Exactly.
He learned how to think about it. When Trump was in the office, he golfed more than he was in the White House. He played
That was
golf more
Tiger
than he was
Woods.
in the White
He
House.
was Tiger Woods.
No, he ain't no Tiger
Just
Woods.
call
He
him
was.
Tiger.
I'm gonna call him fat and dumpy. That's what I'm gonna call him.
Oh my god.
Lumpy. You just call him a lumpy. He was just a lump. A
Oh
lump
my
of
god.
I
He
don't know
probably
what.
sucks at golf. He probably sucks at golf. Just be going out there, just be silly going out there. Shoot. Mm-mm-mm. But I do
Let
thank
him
you,
learn.
ladies, for coming on tonight. I know Felicia, I've been trying to reach her, but what I was telling people, I was like, this girl got homework. Like, how? That's what I want to ask you. The final thing, Felicia, as far as your school, they are understanding, I'm sure, as far as your homework and everything. I know you in college, so are they like extending your assignments? Are they like how
Yeah,
are they
they're
doing
they're being pretty lenient because when I finally got on yesterday I got on and actually look at anything. Um, there was an email that came from them that said, as far as everyone that's suffering down in Texas, blah blah. The couple other states they mentioned too, but they're saying, and they did say for the teachers to be lenient on us and extend it out, whatever, which is fine because
that?
normally most of my assignments my discussion assignments are due on Wednesday night, and of course I couldn't do nothing. So
Yeah.
I think I think he's gonna be pretty lenient. This is my last class, so thank God, and I only got like
That's
2 weeks left, so I think they'll be lenient.
Hey,
that's good. Is Ronnie still around?
She went in her room.
That's okay. That's okay. I know the baby. What is he like? I always call everybody's little youngest kid baby. That's why I still do that with my 20-year-old. Keisha,
mm-mm.
Keisha and Pat's son is he's like 7. And I always be like,
Mhm.
where the baby at? Where the baby at? Girl, if you don't quit calling him baby. I'm like, it's a habit. Always, even with her, Karma Diva. I do the same
Yeah,
thing with her daughter.
Oh,
And
he
she be
okay with
saying the
it.
same thing. That girl
and
is
that
not
is not
my baby.
no baby. That is a 10-year-old adult in there.
It's just a habit I
I
have.
know it's habit.
I always feel like the youngest is always the baby, the baby, the baby. But
But
anything,
he
any
was
last go ahead, Felicia.
he was confused for a little bit. Again, of course, when we get power and then we don't get power, because he'll come and he would like want to watch TV, and so I'm like, the TV's not working right now. That's all I
Poor
can tell him is the
baby.
TV's not working right now. And so then he goes
Poor
to use the
baby.
bathroom, and then I'm like, yeah, the light's not working right now. He looking like, wait a minute, I just used the bathroom a few minutes ago, and the light was working. It's not working now. So
Be like, Mama,
And
did you
that's what
pay
I
the
wanted
bill?
to ask you guys. Like,
right,
yeah, that's what I was trying to find out was how the little kids like him handle it. Like they can't watch TV, they can't, maybe get on their computers or their.
oh
I know
no,
a lot
he
of
had that.
kids got the iPads and all that kind of things now.
I was gonna
That's what
say
I'm gonna say. He
iPad
was fine.
phones.
He was fine because he had his iPad, and so he has those little learning games and stuff like that, and little racing games that he didn't need internet. So as long as he had that, and then he
Mhm.
had his little Nintendo Switch, he ain't paying nobody else no attention. The
Oh,
fireplace was going, so he's sitting by the fireplace just chilling. I'm like, hello,
Well, that's
oh,
good. You were able to distract him a little bit.
right,
that's
right.
so
For
sweet. So you
the
guys
resident,
did
I did want to address that. You are
go ahead.
correct. What he did in life, we can't do anything about, and he's probably in hell looking up at us. And as my daddy says, I
Oh,
can't add or take away from who they were in life. But I can tell you how I felt about him in life. And he was a miserable human being. And he tried his best to make other people as miserable as him.
and
So,
we don't have a heaven or hell to put nobody in, but I do
Yeah,
wonder where he
right.
going. people like that, I just have to wonder where
I can't
I
condemn or
just hope I
condone
make it to
nobody,
the
but
pearly gates one day, but sometimes it just makes you wonder. I think some people on this
right,
earth just do shit and they don't care where they end up, or they don't
right.
believe they gonna end up anywhere. They just think they just gonna die, they gonna turn to dirt, and that's it. And I
As
ain't trying
that
to get all
poem says,
religious
well,
and
there's
biblical.
a poem. As that poem says, I would rather live my life like there's a God and die and find out there isn't than to live my life as if there isn't a God and die and find out that there is.
Candace
Mm.
called him toasty roasty. Y'all a mess in the chat. Yeah, he did.
Right,
And
I'm
y'all think
reading.
my little pup. I ain't no way I would leave my dog at home. Like, why couldn't you take the dog?
What was he gonna take? What
Exactly.
was he gonna put him? He
I
seen
mean,
Soul
what you
Plane.
mean? You can put them in the thing. You can take dogs on the plane.
He seen Soul
Mhm.
Plane. You
And
know.
man, first of all, the next time we come to San Antonio, we bringing Rocky.
Well,
She
We
said,
gonna bring
personally,
Rocky.
look.
because my son already did ask me that when he come up here, Mom, no, your dog's not coming
I'm
here.
gonna bring a kennel, and he can stay in the kennel.
Mm.
He
Well,
can
what's
stay in
the
the
point? You
kennel.
gonna leave him in the kennel?
Right.
Well, I mean,
You leave him in a pet kennel up here.
it's gonna be in a big kennel. He ain't gonna, The last time we traveled, we had that big old kennel. We had a big old kennel,
You have
and we
probably
just
had a lot of space. You probably have a lot of
yeah.
space. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
have
they
a
got
lot
a
of
lot of
space
space to
here.
run around. They gonna be in there all day. I'll take them outside and take them out with us in public when we go to certain places. But
Uh-huh.
the last time we went down there, it was just so hot in Texas. I was like, "Ooh, child,
And you want to be cuddled up with a furry dog, girl?
ooh, child." Girl, I ain't cuddling up with nobody. But I did say, Carmel Diva. Remember, I was teasing with. Was that you? No, that was Keisha. We was talking about because they were talking about having They did have some outages around us, but they didn't hit here right in the city. And my
Hmm.
my friend said, "Dang, she sick." So she's like, I can't even cuddle with my son if they turn off the heat and everything goes off. I said, "Well, damn, I can't cuddle with mine either because he's 20 years old, so we in the same boat." She was like, she
Right,
said,
my
"Girl,"
18-year-old,
she said, "Let me
he
have a
don't even
20-year
really
old.
hug
We
me.
gonna be cuddling. We gonna be cutting like we stranded somewhere out in the woods or somewhere in the winter." She said, "You got to get the body heat. I don't care how old them kids is." I'm like, that boy is not about to get in my bed. He like, "Mama." But
That movie,
is there
I
any
don't
last
care.
minute things you ladies want to say from Texas?
I enjoyed the discussion.
Well,
Yes, thank you
we
for
were
letting me be a
happy you
part of
were
this.
able to join us. We were happy you were able to join us and give us a better insight into what's actually going on. Um, I pray for you guys. I pray that you all are restored and that you all made it through. You know, we talk
Thank
about
you. Thank you.
2020 and how bad it was, but we all have to think we are survivors. We withstood everything that last year threw at us, and you're still
Hmm.
standing. You're still
Right.
standing tall right now.
Yes.
So we have to be thankful for that, and
Didn't they play
we
that
have
song
to,
on Soul Plane? I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it.
yeah.
No,
Yeah, they played that.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, they played that,
We
but
survived.
we
But
have
yeah, that
to.
is true.
By the grace of God, we are all still here.
Amen.
We've made it, and we just have to make sure that we are looking out for one another, because right now the devil is busy and he's
Mhm.
Hmm.
using divisiveness. He's using politics to tear us apart. But we need to be smarter and stronger than that and know that we need each other and
Right.
we
Amen.
need to help one another.
That's it.
That's very true.
So, but
Yep. And
that's
thank
all I
you,
want to say.
ladies.
I'm done preaching.
And thank you, ladies. I appreciate both of you. Like I said,
I'm one of you.
people in the chat is giving y'all prayers. They shouting out prayers to you guys. Candace Barnes said, "Y'all stay safe," and y'all my prayers. Miranda says, "Stay safe, guys. Sending prayers." And she did say she got a big old 5-bedroom house. If anybody needs to get away, she's in Florida.
Just,
Oh,
right. She
okay.
said,
Thank
Thank
hey,
you
Yeah,
get,
all.
just
Thank
get
you all.
here. All you gotta do is
yes,
just get here.
Miranda. Thank you, beautiful. Thank you. But all right, y'all. On that note, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna bounce out. Thanks for everybody who tuned in and held it down with us for 3 hours. Thanks for everybody who jumped on the live screen with us and chit chat about different topics and everything. Keep praying for those in Texas because a lot of people lost their lives and a lot of people lost food
Right.
and all kind of other things like that. So yeah, keep them in your prayers. That they things turn around and hopefully in the future they have other measures, to deal with situations
Yeah,
like this.
yeah.
But everybody, yes, stay safe,
And
be
thank you,
blessed,
everybody
remain
in the
vigilant.
chat.
That's right, chat. Shout out to the chat. The chat was clowning tonight on Rush
Right.
and Rush, the president. They was talking about all the candidates, all the political figures in the chat tonight.
Hey, get
but
them.
yeah, but
In the
yeah, make sure
meantime, in
everybody
between time, stay safe, stay blessed, and keep it hood.
keep it hood.
Love it. Good night.
All